figure this out. All right, so let's get to it. This is our structure for today. We got about 5 things we want to get through, and then also allow some time for Q&A. But here's my key takeaway, and I just want to emphasize this. This election could be the biggest shift in policy that we're ever going to experience in our lifetime if President Trump loses. And this is the question that we really should have been asking ourselves at the beginning of the year. I mean, I kind of saw COVID coming, but I didn't see it like this, and that's for sure. And so I wish I would have prepared a little bit better, but my job is to warn people about risks, and this is one of the biggest ones I see out there after we get the economy reopening. Okay, and to start to do that, let's ease into it with a little bit with a poll to start off with. And this is really salient for so many people in so many different states. I'm in Illinois, we're still shut down, but places like Minnesota and Wisconsin are opening up. Obviously, Florida is a little different, and so is Georgia versus where we're at with New York. So this is how bad is the economy really hurt by what's going on. And this is going to be kind of ugly, so just sit back and watch this. This is the initial jobless claims. Now, this came out today. Obviously we peaked about 3 or 4 days ago, but this is just astonishing. Yeah, it's bad. It's incredibly bad. And every month we wait, it's going to get worse. This here, as I alluded to, is probably the biggest difference between Joe Biden and President Trump. Now, the other Democrat candidates all supported the Green New Deal. Now, that thing is estimated to cost $79 trillion, right? It's pretty crazy. It's really not a well sketched out policy, but it puts their money where their heart is, right? They really want to address climate change. Right off the bat, when it comes to economy and jobs, I mean, we're going to be a little bit backward looking at this, but I just want to remember, I just want everyone to remember what he actually did for the economy. And that's the way I approach it. So when we go through this, I don't have an axe to grind on who's going to win, and I try to really be objective. So that's my disclaimer getting into this. But here's the question. Who's really in this race? Is it Donald Trump and Joe Biden, or is it our little friend to your right there, and that's the COVID virus? And lastly, here's one more thing to consider, is this. Who's the vice presidential candidate? Now, I will tell you, back in 2008, this was a huge issue for John McCain. He initially wanted somebody actually to join him from the Democrat Party, but he knew that the split would split the Republican Party in half. So he picked Sarah Palin. And of course, that was a interesting decision. It didn't cost him the election, but it really raised a lot of questions that were salient to so many voters. And that is, what happens if the candidate gets sick or dies in office? And let's get to the end of this thing and open it up for some questions. Again, huge shifts in policies. I guess there's some huge opportunities that I want everybody to prepare for, but I just want you to start thinking about it. And so I want you to do right now is just take a moment and write down 2 things from today that you can use to guide you going forward in your work.